Hi guys, my name is Alvaro Lopez, and today I will be showing you guys how to draw a piston, how to design a 3D model of a piston. Let's start by creating a new file, and this is going to be a part. You hit OK. All right. By the way, I actually don't have the measurements on how this would be, but I've drawn a piston before in Solidworks, and so I, I know how to draw one. So I mean, I'm really not gonna be given dimensions, but I'll measure what I draw so that you can follow it. And I know it'll work. So let's start first by changing the units to millimeters. Okay, that's the very first step usually. Um, Again, in this case, it wouldn't matter because I really don't have the measurements, but I'll draw one. So, anyways, you can go ahead and look at whichever plane that you want to work on. I want to work on the front plane. Uh, I hit drawing the sketch, and we're gonna start by kind of giving it the shape. You can go in this manner. You know, go up to here, then pull there, up to here. You know, then go down and so on. You want to do that. Now, from experience, I can tell you that this needs to be a little bit here, like somewhere there, this there. This actually needs to be quite bigger, and this is smaller. So for you guys to follow, I'll measure this. Okay, let me see. Let's just measure it. But first, let me just move this stuff right here a little bit towards here. All right, I think that's good. So, and this is actually way too big right now, so I'm gonna just decrease that a little bit, and that's good. Anyways, so let's start measuring this stuff. So you can click the Smart Dimensions, and it seems to be these measurements. So let's measure there. Let's measure here. All right, let's measure there. It's also a measurement that you guys are probably gonna need. Enter. Um, that's probably not needed, but I'll measure it anyways. And then I'll measure that. Well, it's Solidworks train now. I'll measure this. Yep. I think I'm not gonna measure that one, and I believe that this one is pretty important. So I'm gonna leave you with these measurements. Okay. So once we've done that, what you can do is that you can go to features, use this one, revolved boss base. Um, you want to select the axis of revolution, and that's really going to be this. Okay. And the contour that you will be revolving is this. So you hit then enter or click the check right there. And what you got right now is this. So you can turn it around. You can see that that's basically the head of the piston. Um, furthermore, what we can do, the next step would be just look at, just cut it kind of, and cut it, using the front plane. Okay, select OK. And what we're gonna draw is like the bands that usually a piston head has. It usually have like some ways here, some ways. So that's what we're gonna draw right now. We can just really focus on the front plane because that's a plane that we just used to to cut this view, to make this view possible. So anyways, we're there. We want to draw there, so do that, and then you can actually select this. Actually, select line. I think line is pretty good. So you can start right here, you know, and you want to go this way and that way, and you want to go that way, and you want to close this. Okay, you want to close this, and like I said, these are like ways, like so you really don't want to cut that much the piston, you know. So you want to probably have something like this going on. Let's decrease this a little bit. Yeah, I have a slow computer. Probably somewhere there is good. And then decrease this a little bit as well. Maybe increase this a little bit more. That's too much. So once you guys have the measurements, it's gonna be cake. And that'd be too much, so I think that's good, you know, and I'm gonna give you some measurements right now. I'm gonna give you this one. All right, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna give you that goes from there to our axis, and we got to draw that axis. Honestly, what you can do is that you can just like draw a line right here, you know, and find the center point. So far it's not finding it, and that's okay. And sometimes what may happen is that, you know, okay, you cannot find the center point, and the reason is because sometimes you just got to go here, you know, to the goggles and make it visible. It seems like everything that I want to be visible is visible already. But anyways, I made that one. I turned that one on. Let's try it again. Let's try to. There you go. So just draw that line right there. It's 90 degrees. Perfect. Okay, so I wanna also give you the distance that is from here to here. I think that's important. Okay, let me click right there, and let me click right there. You go this way. I think that's good enough. So I want to give you that distance, and now I want to exit my drawing. Okay, what I'm gonna do next is that I'm gonna actually do I'm gonna actually create or make this line an axis, and that's important because when you have an axis, when you have selected a line and you made it an axis, that will help you using features like um, you know, like for instance, what I'm about to use next after that, after defining an axis, is revolve cut. So those features, anything that's got to do with revolving, you know, they'll need an axis. So anyways, let's define this as an axis. You can do that by going to reference geometry. There, click axis. Okay, then what you want to do, you can create axes from intersection of planes and so on, but in this case I really want to use this option right here, which is 2 points vertices. So basically I just give it, you know, this point and that point right there, and it just makes it an axis. Hit OK, and that's now your axis. Great. So now before I select, okay, before I select revolve cut, I want to select the sketch that I want to base myself from. So I already selected it. So now I hit revolve cut. Okay. And for the axis of revolution, again, I select that. Okay. And that contours that I want to cut is this really small rectangle, you know. Let me see. Everything should be good now. But, oh, for some reason, I'm changing the... let's do it again, okay? There was some problem there. So Again, we use revolve cut. All right. You want to select the sketch that you want to base yourself from. Then the axis of revolution is going to be this, and the contours that we're about to do are that. Now let's see what's going on here. So far it seems like we're doing thin features, and that's not what we want. So that is now, if you turn thin features off, this is exactly what we want, okay? And you just really hit enter, at that point. And that's really how it's supposed to look. I believe that could be useful for gaskets or whatever. Anyways, at this point, you want to actually replicate this same feature, and for you to do that, what you want to do is you can go to this ribbon. All right, you may want to select a linear pattern. Okay, select linear pattern. Then the direction is going to be the axis that we worked with in the past. Select 3. You want to have 3 copies of this, and the features that you will want to replicate are really these revolved cuts, and this is perfect. This is exactly what we needed. So as you can see, it's already done. So just hit enter. There you go. Okay, so our piston is looking great and all. Now what we want to do is that usually the pistons have like a through hole that goes from here to here, and that's the next thing we're gonna do. So we're just gonna cut a huge hole here, and how we're gonna do that is, again, we're gonna draw on the front plane. So we hover onto that and select that, and from there you can turn it a little bit, turn it, because I really want to work with that face. So now we're there, and now select draw, just a sketch, and you want to work with this rectangle right here. Okay, it's a center rectangle. So what you do is you just basically draw a center rectangle right there. Okay, and the center rectangle looks pretty good. I'll give some dimensions to you. There you go. I'll give you that dimension. Notice that needs to be sitting right here, okay, and it needs to has its center from the axis that we just defined not so long ago. Okay, those are just like I'm just like letting you know that. All right, so cool. So we just drew it. Let's get out of this, actually by going to features, and nope, that's not the one that we want to select. We want to do an extrude cut one. So that's what we do. We select that, and here, instead of doing a blind hole, we're gonna do a mid-plane hole. And what that really is, if you just rotate your model a little bit, if you pull it from here, it goes both ways, and that's exactly what we need right now. So I do it enough so that I can cut that. So I just hit enter right there, or click done, and now you can go back to your full view, and your piston is starting to look great. It's starting to actually achieve a format right here. So here, it looks pretty great and all, but the corners are pretty sharp, and nothing is like that. So anyways, you may want to use the fillet. So use the fillet. All right, we're going to give it a radius of 28, and we're going to select all of this. So first I click that, and then all the other edges that I select, I will have to select them while holding Control. Okay, so that's one. Okay, let me just work my way to the next one. Actually, I could select it from here, there, there, and there. Okay, so once you're done, hit OK. Now this is looking more aesthetic right now. It's looking great. It's a great piston. Now we can go here. Okay, select normal too. All right, we want to draw here. Okay, let's click somewhere else so that this is not blue anymore. So again, we're gonna draw a rectangle here, and that's because here is gonna go like some openings for attaching this to, for like, you know, maybe fasten this to a rod, you know, a reciprocating rod, I don't know. um, we can start from here, go all the way down here. There, you're gonna make that. Okay. At this point in time, what you want to do is you can, you know, just to make it easier, draw a line right here. Okay, let me see. It's hard to draw a line. Well, anyways, maybe we don't. I think I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually just gonna extrude this right now. I'm gonna extrude it. Yeah, let's give it dimensions. My bad. Actually, let's give it dimensions right here. So that's going to be that, and that's going to be 19.30. Okay, so now you can extrude this. Let's extrude it, and that's too much. So we actually want to go somewhere there. Somewhere there is good, you know. So that's 49. Take note of that. Hit OK. All right. So now I really want to create another one of this, exactly offset it from that axis, you know, like the same amount. So in that scenario, what I want to do, is probably just use the mirror command here. So we go to mirror, which is right there, and then the face that we want to mirror this object about is going to be not the front plane, not the top plane, not the right plane either. So it seems that we first have to create a plane right here, and that's okay. We can do that right now. First, we go to reference geometry, we look at plane, and our plane, the plane that we want to create, it's really going to be, it's going to be like a replica of the right plane. Okay, and you want to just move this over here. Let me see, flip opposite. All right, and you can, it's hard to move it, but okay, we don't need that face. And then from here you can just like really give it some distance. It seems that that is sitting right there, but honestly, what you can do in that scenario is that, let me just that's perfect actually. I mean, it's literally sitting there. You could well, anyways, is really just sitting there already. What you want to do is just hit OK. So that's your plane. We know everything is fine there. You know, it's the axis is contained within that plane. Just know that. And okay, now that we have that plane, we can go ahead and mirror this and use as that a reference, you know, for the mirroring. We want to use the, you know, that plane that we just created. So we click there. We you know, for the features to mirror, you know, you want to actually select that. So you just select that, and there you go. So just click OK, and there you go. Now we have that other thing that we wanted to create. You know, now what we can do is here we need to create a hole. We want to create a hole there for probably fasteners. You know, so just click on circle. Okay, so circle is selected. You can go from here. Um, there you go. So let's do this hole right here. Okay, let's give it a dimension. Let's give it a dimension. All right. You guys see that it's 18.12. That's okay. Let's make a hole. All right. This is really it. You know, it really doesn't get any harder than this. You want this to go all the way over here. You don't want to break this. Click OK. Now, obviously, these corners are too sharp. It's not aesthetic. So do fill it again. Okay. Again, select this corner and that and that and this and that and that. All the edges, right? All the edges. Now notice I selected a face, and that's something that I did not want to do. So in that case, you can just like go back to it. As you are still pressing Control, click on that, and there you go. Now it's unselected. So just click Enter, and well, let's see what happens. Ooh, it seems like there was a problem here. It says. So it seems like I was giving too much radius to all these fillets. So just give it a radius of 1, and I think that's going to be good enough. The same for this one, select all of these edges, right? And give it just a fillet of 1, all right? That's all you need. And you see it's already there because I was playing with it. There you go. I mean, it's already looking pretty nice. Just fill it whatever you want to fill it. But this has been a pleasure, honestly. Thank you very much for watching this video. This is a 3D model of a piston, and I hope that you guys have fun making this as much as I had fun making this video. Thank you very much.